What is up, people? It's your boy Fishing. Let's talk about the Florida team this year and the expectations, and just take a look at the position groups and the strong suits and weaknesses for this team this year. Now, obviously, after going 6-7 last year with Emory Jones, extremely underwhelming, especially for the standards of Florida that's been brought here in years past, and even that Dan Mullen brought with beating Georgia the year prior and going to the SEC championship and almost beating Alabama. So the standard is very high. Now, Billy Napier's first year, of course. Obviously, he does get somewhat of a pass, but we do need to see this team play better in certain aspects. So let's look at the quarterbacks. Obviously, Anthony Richardson, one of the quarterbacks with the highest ceiling in college football this year, coming in. Last year, 6 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Now, keep in mind the way that Anthony Richardson's reps kind of worked out. Dan Mullen put him in his first start ever against Georgia, the best defense in the country by far, and he threw 2 interceptions in that game and threw 2 interceptions in the LSU game when he was thrown in after Emory Jones. Now, with that being said, he still has to clean that up. He has to play more balanced football, make good decisions with his throws, and we just have to see it on the field for him. We need to see more balance as a quarterback and for a full 4 quarters. Now, second to him, you got the Ohio State transfer, 4-star Jack Miller. He's currently out with some kind of thumb injury, so having surgery on his thumb. And then you have Jalen Kitna back there, too, third string. He's having some type of surgery as well. So that leaves Anthony Richardson and the true freshman, Max Brown. And unless it's a walk-on, this is going to be your first string and second string quarterbacks. Anthony Richardson cannot get hurt this year. He just cannot do it. Can't force a true freshman out there in a head coach's first year. It would just be a disaster. So Anthony Richardson really needs to make smart decisions and stay healthy this year. Now, go to the running back room. You got Lorenzo Lingard, Naquan Wright coming back, and Montrell Johnson coming over with Billy Napier from Louisiana, and Trevor Etienne, the true freshman, Travis Etienne's brother. A lot of noise coming out of practice camps and everything that him really showing his physical ability. So I'm sure he will get some reps this season. Obviously, you like to have 4 running backs solid on the team at all times, and you like to have a top 2 tandem. You're starting and your backup, even though there's never really a starting running back, but you have 2 running backs that you can rotate in and out and consistently run the ball down people. So that being said, I mean, with the running backs, I love Naquan Wright's ability to catch it out of the backfield. I love Lorenzo Lingard's speed. I love Montrell Johnson's ability to hit holes and cut through the middle. So a lot of versatility in this running back room, and that's what makes me most excited. I think Billy, it'll be, give the opportunity for Billy and for Anthony Richardson to open the offense up and be more dynamic in playmaking. So coupled with that is the offensive line. Billy Napier brings over Osiris Torrance from Louisiana, preseason all SEC American, all American, whatever you want to call it. A really amazing player, one of the top offensive linemen in the country. Every team in America wanted that kid. Now, and obviously the whole offensive line kind of rebuilt. 2 offensive line coaches at Florida now. Ethan White, I've heard, has been playing really well, and Richard Garage as well, playing really, really well. Under a kind of a new coaching scheme, I guess you could say. Richard Garage has a small injury right now, but should be back between week 1 and week 2. So with that whole group together, I believe that the offense is going to be a lot more gelled and can cushion itself a lot more. But you go to the wide receivers. A lot of people think that Florida doesn't have really good wide receivers, and I can see where it comes from. But 4-star Xavier Henderson really going to step up this year, I believe. Trent Whittemore flashed a lot when he wasn't injured. 5-star Justin Shorter. All these guys are really go up and get the ball 50-50 catches and throw down the field. But the most important piece to this offense and the wide receiver core is Ricky Pearsall, a shorter, fast slot guy that can really bring the whole offense together with his ability to catch passes down the middle, out routes, and all that kind of stuff. So a much needed thing for balance in the offense. And obviously he's battling kind of an injury right now. We don't know if he'll be ready by week 1, but he will be a big need for us in this offense. And then you go to tight ends. Keon Zipperer, the only tight end on the team with any experience. You got Nick Elksness, Jonathan Odom, and then the true freshman Hayden Hansen. I've seen Hayden Hansen in practice, and he is very, very slow. He is a bigger guy, like 250. He's going to be utilized more into a blocking role. But with that being said, Billy Napier likes to run a lot of 2 tight end sets, and you got only 1 tight end with any experience at all. So I expect that to get cleaned up a little bit, but I do expect it to start out pretty rusty as well. So that being said, let's go on to the defense. Now, on defensive line, you got Gervon Dexter, obviously. Multiple times I've seen this guy hold up 2 hands and block 2 offensive linemen at one time. I mean, the guy's unreal. He was a 5-star. It's going to be his last year, but we're going to need him badly because there's not much else on the D line. You got Princely, however you say it, Unlemanian, really high rated 4-star. I think he will be good, and I've heard good stuff from him, but not much experience there. Then you got Big Des Watson. I think he came in over 400 pounds as a 3-star. I mean, just a big old boy. He just needs to really cut weight, and it looks like he kind of has, but he just got to get a little bit quicker, and I think he'll be a big addition too. But um, that being said, on the D line, very, very thin. Another very thin position, linebacker. You got Ventrell Miller there, 6-year starter, but everybody else on the team, not much experience other than under Billy Napier, no experience. You got Derek Wingo. He was some places 4-star, some places 5. You got DeJuan Black, highly rated from JUCO. And you just don't have any real depth there and no experience. You had 3 linebackers transfer out, all of his starting caliber. You got Diabate that went to Utah. You got Tyron Hopper that went to Mizzou, and then Chris Bogle went to Michigan State. All key pieces that we really needed this year. Now, why is that? I don't know. If it's the linebacker coach that Billy hired, that's remained to be seen. But you lose 3 really big pieces there as far as depth goes, and just as we seen in the LSU game last year, just the counterplay and the tackling. So it's going to be a tough thing there to see. That'll be really interesting. So, but safety position and cornerbacks, there's so many names here. I mean, Avery Helm, Rashad Torrance, Jason Marshall. There's just Donovan McMillan. There's just so many names and so much experience and talent at position group. I expect that group to play amazingly well, to be honest with you, because Corey Raymond back there and everything. Jason Marshall has an injury, small injury right now, so we'll see if he's starting. But Jason Marshall and Jalen Kimber were believed to be the top 2 starting at cornerback. So we'll kind of see how that goes. But I expect a lot of people to get experience this year. Trey Dean, a long-time senior. We do need to see better play from him. But as a whole, that whole unit is just amazing as far as experience. And I do think they're going to be very, very good this year, just because there's a lot of talent back there. So as a whole, the offense, I think, will be explosive. I can see times where it could struggle. Obviously with Anthony Richardson's doubts from last year, and we got to see the running backs run the ball. I do believe, I'm not very doubtful about that, but I do have to see it, and I got to see some better tight end play, and the wide receivers have to step up. So, like I said, I mean, it's pretty much based all on hope, but just from what I know and things that I see, I do think it's going to be a lot better. I think Anthony Richardson having this offense to himself for a full 4 quarters and a whole season, and coaching staff in the offseason, I do think he's going to get a lot better, and I do think the offense will be pretty good. I'm not going to say elite, but I do have high expectations for it. The defense, even with the transfers and everything that's happened to this team and the defense, I do think the defense is going to play better. I think under Patrick Toney, just the scheme alone and the offseason of having him work with that team, I think the defense is going to be better than last year, and probably a lot better, to be honest. He does this thing where he brings in creepers as the linebackers creep in, and then he'll either fall them out into coverage or pass rush. So I'm very curious to see how that goes. But I'm just curious to see as a whole the scheme that they run and how well this defense can actually play with the limited experience and talent and depth that it has. So, but I expect to get nothing but better offense and defense. Let me know what you guys think below. Subscribe and hit the like button if you like the video. Yeah, I appreciate y'all watching.